The buildings to our right and left, you know the buildings, Elvis.
Right.
You know, Toll Brothers, and the supers that work at night, chains, rattling, noises, crazy stuff.
We are so excited. The mistress of the dark, Danielle,
Yes.
is finally getting her own haunted attraction.
I'm so excited.
It's Danielle's Hallow Scream. It's next Tuesday at the world-famous, iconic Blood Manor on Broadway, down in Tribeca, Manhattan, New York City, USA. That's the address.
Yeah.
And, of course, the mastermind, one of the masterminds behind this amazing attraction that's been such a superstar in New York City on Halloween and beyond, Jim Lorenzo is here. We've got questions for you, Jim.
Jim.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for having me. I am so excited.
Well, thanks for being here. And look, it's so funny. You would think that the Lord of Blood Manor would be a more ghoulish, frightening-looking guy. And Jim, I don't know. We don't see the fright on the outside. There's nothing frightening to look at. I guess it must be inside in your dark heart or something. Explain this to me.
Well, there's a lot of Botox and a lot of work that goes on to make you look like that. It's not just. Actually, it's just, it just became like, Blood Manor was just, I was an event producer. I produced all kinds of events and had a client that wanted to do Halloween, and it just started to evolve. And as it evolved, I just loved scaring the crap out of people.
No, good.
And
there's a
entertaining.
lot of crap to be scared. We've got lots of crap on this show alone. But Blood Manor, I mean, we used to go to your Blood Manor location, which was just north of Canal Street, and then you moved it down to this massive, frightening, mind you, old building, over 10,000 square feet of fright space. So you said that even during the day when you guys are working, and you're convinced that building itself is haunted.
Well, in 1853, it was built, okay? And when we took over the space, 5 years ago, as soon as we announced our address, we started getting emails from people. Oh, that building, you don't know what happened, blah, blah, blah. So Matthew Brady, the Civil War photographer who photographed Abraham Lincoln for the $5 bill in the building all those years ago, when he died, he supposedly never left. And I've heard it from a lot of people. And we just had a paranormal group come last week, and they interviewed a bunch of our actors and all kinds of stories. The buildings to our right and left, you know the buildings, Elvis.
Right.
Toll Brothers, and the supers that work at night, chains, rattling, noises, crazy stuff all the time. Wow. It's cool.
I'll be
and
outside.
it wasn't like we didn't go looking for the place and say, okay, we want a place that's haunted. It just, like when I met my landlord, Albert Russo, I thought it was this little short, fat Italian guy, and I walked in, it was this tall Jewish guy, and he's like, hey, Jim. I'm like, Albert, wait a second. You're supposed to be Albert Russo. What's going on? And he started telling me the story about the building. And he said, listen, it's landmarked, it's this, it's that. And it's great. And they're super cool.
I love it.
They're super cool. I mean, all the ghosts that are there.
They
and
like it.
They're as chill as can be. They'll run past you with cold air and stuff. But
You weren't looking for a haunted building. The haunted building found you,
found us.
Which is another thing we love about Blood Manor.
I want to spend the night and see if the ghost goes past me. You are crazy. Rattling sounds.
You could sleep over.
Oh,
No problem. We'll 100%.
By yourself.
Yeah.
You have to be by yourself.
And Gandhi's got to come too.
Yeah, you got to come.
I'm going to stand outside. I'm going to bring people in.
Oh, sure.
Those ghosts, they can.
See, Gandhi doesn't even want to walk by a haunted building. So
We'll be dragging her in. Don't worry about it.
So Jim, in producing a world-class Blood Manor, like what goes into that? I mean, it's a day-to-day thing for you. It's another day at the office. For us, it's fascinating what you go through with the actors, the makeup, the rooms, how you spread them out, and how you design them. I mean, what's the overall general feel about what you do to put that on every year?
The most important part to me is to make sure that every single aspect of the event starts from the moment you walk onto our block. Actors, performers, lights, sound, smells, everything.
Smells?
Smells like death outside.
Outside, inside. You'll see when you go through, you're going to smell certain things, and you're going to be like, so it's all those sensors. And every single room, you may not see what's in that room, but it's there, and it creates that whole aura around the room. There's 1,000 things in every space, in every room that we do. Detail is everything. And then the most important, actors, makeup, wardrobe, sound. All those little elements, every single little piece makes it successful.
Do you train the actors? Because I know we're going to be in the house, and we're not trained professionals to scare people?
Yeah.
Like, how do you train these people?
Absolutely.
We don't want to ruin it. We don't want to ruin it.
No, it's important. Like Nick Piccolo is our director. Nick and Janelle, they'll take actors and, listen, the actors, people say, where do you get your actors? I'm like, well, there's a lot of crazies out there. My actors are crazies. And they find us. They love it. People that like Halloween, like yourself, love it. So when they get themselves immersed into the experience, they become. And that's what's important. When you create something, if you create a great environment for people to work, like this, your new set here, you feel professional. You feel like you want to do great. So that's what we do. We create this great canvas for them. And then when they step into that role, you'll see, when you guys are in that room, all of a sudden, you're going to scream like you never screamed. You're going to do things that you didn't think were possible because it just, between the actors, the director, and the ghosts.
Wow.
You're going to be great.
Oh,
Hey,
man.
if you're just turning us on, this is Jim Lorenzo, the Manor, the Lord of the Manor at Blood Manor, where we're throwing Daniel's Hallow Scream next Tuesday night. We'll tell you how to get your tickets in a minute. So it's interesting. You said the Piccolos, right? They are training these actors to perform certain roles. So they don't just cram someone in a room and go, okay, jump out and scare people. I mean, they'll say, hey, you are the guy who has to just stare at them straight in the eye and not move. I mean, that's give us a scenario of like what you would want, let's say, Danielle to do in a room if she were an actor.
What Nick does is Nick gives them a lot of creative freedom. So what we'll do is there's usually 2 or 3 actors per room, and we'll let them kind of create their own impression, and then we'll give them our impression, and then somewhere in between it melds and it becomes.
So will they tell us that on Tuesday night before we go into the house? Like, I want to be the person that follows somebody from room to room.
Right, you want to be with the shovel.
Yes.
You want to be the Grim Reaper. You want to be everything.
She has a list.
So
A list of demands.
So are you like Sybil? Do you have 17 personalities and we could send them into each room?
Yes.
Perfect. You're the best.
God.
Have you guys ever had an actor who, while you were training them and they presented their idea, you guys were like, oh, this is a little overzealous here?
No such thing as overzealous.
Wow. No rules.
So I'm not overzealous?
Absolutely not. You're going to be fantastic.
I can't wait.
The sleeper's going to be Gandhi. She's going to kind of come into her own. I can feel it.
I will tell you what, I love scaring people. It's one of my favorite things to do. I don't enjoy being scared myself because I'm a hypocrite.
Well, that's what you want to do. Scare them.
Yeah, you're not
That's the whole thing.
We're scaring them.
Scare them before they scare you.
I'm going to be terrified in there.
No, you won't.
Okay.
Once you go, we have guests that come, and I'll take them downstairs into makeup and wardrobe, and they watch regular people become monsters.
Okay.
And then they're more comfortable.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I mean, it's sort of like every morning. Every morning when you walk in here, you watch us become monsters. Hey, Scary.
Yeah.
Scary, I had a question. What's your scary for Jim Lorenzo?
Well, a lot of people get so freaked out they can't control their bladders. How often do people actually pee themselves when they're coming through?
All the time.
Really?
Right. Yeah.
my
Always.
God.
Yeah. We could send you some photos. We have some people that are habitual peers. They come all the time. We had one gentleman that came. He came last week. He actually showed us 5 years of photos of him. So I don't know if he's got a water bottle and he just does it for the free T-shirt. But if you want to do that and walk around with wet pants, God bless you.
Wow, look at that.
Oh, so wait, if they show you wet pants at the end, they get a T-shirt that says "I peed my pants."
Well, we have one person that actually sniffs it to make sure. It's real.
Oh my God.
Only messy.
All right, Scotty B.
Joking. Come
Scotty
on.
B, we have a job for you. You have to be the piss sniffer at the haunted house.
I'm in.
I knew it.
Okay, all right.
Scotty, that's what I'm talking about, bro.
He's got a job. Wow. I love it. We saw this the creepy story that came out yesterday about, and it's a sad story. A family discovered their uncle, I think, was in the front yard and he had passed away under a tree, and they had been mowing around him. They thought the town thought he was a part of a Halloween set, right? The guy was. I mean, the thing is, when I go through these houses and I see these incredible cadavers and things like that, sometimes I want to like push on them to see if they're real, and I don't. It's so realistic. So let's talk about that, Jim.
Well,
the people that craft the bodies and the headless people hanging from hooks and things. That's an art form right there.
Just remember that every one of those bodies were actually a person that they cast. So when I would go to the trade shows, you'd see these great bodies, cool boobs and this and that. And you turn around and the guys say, yeah, you like them, right? That's my wife, actually. We
Oh, my
molded her.
God.
So
my
it's a whole production. Like what goes into it, what looks like burnt flesh, what smells like burnt flesh. They are very, very creative and make it as real as possible. Like when you look at a Hollywood movie, they could do that same take over and over and over and over to make it look perfect. We have to try to make it look perfect in 30 seconds for you. So it's important that the whole industry is very dedicated. There's a lot of good companies out there that create really cool stuff that we're able to use, and and just make it. We're not afraid to go out every year and make changes, make the place great. Make it look different. This year we did all new costumes and all kinds of cool stuff. So,
Wow.
The industry is awesome. There's a lot of good people in that industry.
So, of course, we're talking to Jim Lorenzo, the Lord of Blood Manor, which, by the way, you guys you're in full production right now, right?
Absolutely.
At 359 Broadway, I believe between Leonard and Franklin. Is that right?
Correct.
Yeah. It's the scariest building on the block. You can't miss it. Plus, you look in the window, you can definitely tell there's something going on in there. In the heart of New York City's Tribeca district. And our night, Danielle's Hallow Scream, is Tuesday night, coming up from 7 to 10 p.m. Now, we're charging $50 to go through because we're benefiting St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, which you definitely have some personal reasons why we're doing this night. You want to talk about it?
Absolutely. I have to take a deep breath. My oldest son, Joseph, passed away 3 years ago from colorectal cancer. And awareness for cancer of any type, and especially helping children, is absolutely on our, is just something very close to me. I shared a story with Danielle 2 weeks ago. Like, my son Joseph is always around us. He was a fish head. You know what a fish head is, right? 110 shows. Right. Okay.
Wow.
My daughter-in-law, Allison, like 90 shows. My daughter, Jamie, like 30 shows. They're fish heads. Joey was just a great, great kid. Went to Chaminade, went to Boston University, and just was a free spirit and just was wonderful. And 2 days after his wedding, he got diagnosed with stage 4 colorectal cancer. Wow. 2 years, 9 months later, he was gone. But he comes to me every day. He is my unbelievable guardian angel, and he looks over us all the time. So when you're walking around today, anyone out there, and you see checkerboards or a dragonfly, just know that's my son Joey saying hello.
Wow. Okay. So now we know the secret.
And I had an experience with this. So right after Jim and I talked about this, I was online ordering a cake for one of our birthdays here at the station, and the woman in front of me said, "I need checkerboard designs on my cake." And I go, who the hell?
What? Who asked for that?
Exactly. Who orders checkerboard designs? And she was telling the lady, and I called him right away, and I go, "Jim, he's telling us he's all good with us doing this house." He said,
I love
it was
that.
so crazy. I had goosebumps that day.
I got him right now.
Yeah.
Me too. I tell you what we're going to do. And by the way, we're going to tell you how to get tickets and how to join us upcoming on Tuesday night in a second. But in Joey Lorenzo's name, Elvis Duran Morning Show, we're going to donate $10,000 to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
Yeah.
Let's get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
Let's get the ball rolling.
it.
You know what? And if you want to help out as well and get the crap scared out of you and come out and meet us and hang out with us Tuesday night at 7 to 10. And even though Blood Manor will continue after 10, come during 7 to 10 with us. $50 to go through, benefiting St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Of course, all the info at z100.com/scare. And we encourage you to buy your tickets ahead of time. But of course, if we can get you through that night, and I'm sure we will be able to. You can buy tickets at the trailer right up front, right, Jim? Is that true?
Absolutely, yes. We'll be there. We'll have bells on. We'll be screaming, hollering, and having a good time. And please come out and let's support St. Jude and support my Joey. That would be amazing.
And support Danielle with her first haunted house.
Well, I mean, she had to get one. I mean, she's only been coming there for 15 years and begging us to do
Trying to
something
sleep
special.
over.
No, she's
Jim,
the
did you see
best.
this creepy ass doll she brought in here? What is this doll?
Annabelle.
She travels with stuff like this. I'm like,
Yes, she's twisted. We know that.
But
Okay,
also, wait, if you go to z100.com/scare and you can't come because maybe you're someplace else and you can't make it to New York, you can donate. There is a donation button, so that's good. And also, we will be giving away Z100 Jingle Ball tickets on site. You can enter to win when you come to our house, so come and see us.
All right, so z100.com/scare, SCARE. Oh, there's the creepy music, Jim. Thank you. You know what? You must love everywhere you go. There's creepy music playing. It's like, I don't know.
I was a disc jockey for a long, long time.
Oh.
My nickname was Jimmy Soul. I played all the places in the Hamptons, the Bordy Bonds, Summers, Neptunes, everywhere. So
Jim.
I'm used to creepy music and crazy
You should write a
people.
book. You should write a book. You got a book in you.
Jim!
Absolutely. Jim Lorenzo.
Thank you.
We'll see you Tuesday night at Daniel's Hallow Scream at Blood Manor. That is fabulous. We'll be back after this.